basically, I'm basically telling you the exact opposite, not to go to class. In a good way though. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to Hinky Pinks. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an awesome week so far. Today I wanted to share with you guys some college or university tips and advice. This is things that I've learned over the 2 years that I've been studying. Of course, I'm in my final year now, but all of this still applies to me even till today. This advice will help if you're starting your first year, if you're returning for a second year, or even if you're a third year final student like me and you just want to try and get your shit together this year because you want to make the most of your last year before you embark on the journey of trying to earn some money. I'm going to leave all my social media links down below. Be sure to go and follow that, guys. I've been posting a lot more to my Instagram, especially my Insta stories lately, so be sure to follow that down below and follow my Twitter so you get all the updates on my videos and my blog as well. If you guys want to find out what my university advice is, then just keep on watching. So my first tip I have for you guys is to invest in a good planner. I cannot stress this enough. Having a good planner is probably the most important thing, especially when it comes to planning out your studies and planning out your semester. Not only to like write down what you have to do that day, what you have to study, but also just to plan your dates in advance, plan your study sessions in advance, and keep track of what's going on throughout the semester instead of just using your phone and writing it on a notepad somewhere and then forgetting where you wrote it and just not being on. I typically use a normal planner with a weekly layout, and then I have a separate notebook for to-do lists and other things that I want to write, and I mesh those two together, and that is my entire planning of my life. And I also use my Google Calendar so that I get reminders here and there and everywhere on my laptop, on my tablet, on my phone, whenever I have something coming up, a test that day, a review that day, a presentation, whatever it is. Second tip I have for you guys is to always carry a flash drive or a memory stick on you. Guys, you never know when you are going to need to copy something. A copy of file, get slides from lecturers, whatever the case is, when you need to print your assignments on the whim. You never know. Always keep one of those with you and make sure it's big enough. So try and keep a 16 gig. Even an 8 gig is enough. Put it in your pencil case, keep it on your car keys like me. You honestly never know when you're going to need it. The third piece of advice or tip that I have for you guys is to always keep a snack bar and a bottle of water in your bag. Sitting in lectures for 2 hours or even an hour, or honestly even 45 minutes, sitting in a lecture and listening to someone talk continuously can make you hungry. Just keep a snack or something in your bag so that if you do feel hungry and your lunch break is a little bit far away from the end of your lecture, you can always just take that out and snack on it during your lecture. And always keep a bottle of water on you. The best thing is to sip on water and not cold drinks or anything during your class. The fourth tip I have for you guys has to do with trying to stay awake in class, especially if it's your morning classes. You can get tired and you can be looking but not listening, if you know what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense, but yeah. So majority of my first year when I had 8 AM classes, I used to always keep gum on me and I used to chew gum in class. I found that this helped keep me awake because I'm chewing and my body's doing something. I'm aware of what's happening around me, and that way I was able to stay awake in class, listen to the lecturer, and actually do work in my class. The fifth tip is to keep in touch with your lecturers via email. It's usually easier than walking around the whole campus trying to find out where your lecturer is. So keep in touch with your lecturers via email. If you need slides, if you need an update on what happened in class, don't be afraid to ask them. Try and keep your emails professional when you are sending it to them. Don't be like, hey man, what happened in the class yesterday? I was falling asleep. Don't do that. Just don't. Tip is to start learning time management and stress management. As a university student, you are bound to fall into pits of stress and have high stress levels, and it's perfectly normal. And definitely time management is very important because you need to be able to balance work and your play. You need to be able to balance going for classes and ditching classes to spend time with your friends. You need to have a balance between that and schedule time in for yourself as well. I can do a whole video on time management and stress management. If you guys would like to see that, just thumbs up this video to let me know. Next tip I have is to pack lunch for yourself instead of saying that you are going to buy food at campus. My first year I packed lunch and I bought food because I eat a lot, but it may not seem so much, 20 rand for a sandwich this day, 15 rand for, I don't know, a meal this day. It doesn't seem like much, but when you tally it up at the end of the month, it comes up to a lot, and you can save so much money by just packing your own lunch in the morning. Even the night before, just pack your lunch, and if you really are hungry and it's a really long day, then buy something. Tip number 8 is, I'm like, tip number 8, this is 5. Anyway, tip number 8 is to find out what you are going to be doing in your class beforehand. So what I mean by this is, if it is possible, to find out from your lecturer what you are going to be doing in your class before your actual class. Now, I'm not saying this so that you can prepare for the class I'm saying this so that you can figure out whether that class is going to be beneficial for you and whether it's not. So what I always do is, being that I'm an IT student and most of my classes are practical and not necessarily talking lectures for hours, I always find out what's going to be happening in the class, and if it's something that's going to benefit me and something that I need help in, I actually go for the class. If not, I take that 2 hours that I could be spending in class listening and not taking anything because I already know the work, or it's something that I can do on my own. I take those 2 hours and I'd rather spend it in the library, or I spend it studying the work on my own. I'm the type of student who learns more on my own rather than listening to someone teach it to me. If possible, find out what you're going to be doing in your class beforehand so that you can decide whether it is going to be worth going for that class, whether it'll be more beneficial for you to sit in the library or wherever it is and learn the work yourself, and maybe retain more information and be able to do more research on it. Basically, that's all I'm saying. Tip number 9 is to come up with a daily routine. My class times are very off. Like, I have 1 p.m. classes and then 2 p.m. classes, and my mornings are completely open. So what I've done is that I've come up with a daily routine. I wake up early every morning, even when my classes are late, and I make use of my morning time. I go to gym, I set my planner out, I do the small things that I wouldn't be able to do at the end of the day when I'm tired already. It makes you feel more productive during the day when you have a routine. Like, okay, I'm gonna wake up this time, I'm gonna get all of this done before 12 o'clock is my class. I'm gonna go for my classes. When I come home, I'm gonna spend like 2 hours doing extra work, and then from 6 p.m. I can cut off and take that time for myself. It's adjustable for what your class times are like or what your day is like. My last and final tip is that to remember that it is not high school anymore. University, you have to start doing things yourself. You have to start giving yourself homework, because the lecturers won't tell you to go home, do this and come back and they're going to check it the next day. Give yourself homework, and you need to schedule your study times on your own. You need to find out when your exams are on your own. The stuff will not be handed to you. And again, university social life is very different to high school social life, where you go to class, I come back home. I go to class, I say hi to some friends, and then I come back home. Honestly, it's first year definitely, especially here in South Africa, first year is like a ball. Students have fun, they go to parties and all this, but honestly when you hit your second and final year, it's not all fun and games anymore. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you guys got something from it. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave it down below, and if you have any video requests, also leave that down below.